Please rise, embody your spirit, and let's sing our opening song.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Ven, ven, alégrate hoy. Ven, ven, alégrate hoy. Es hoy un día muy feliz. Ven, ven, alégrate hoy. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Ven a escuchar la canción. Ven a escuchar la canción. Es hoy un día muy feliz. Ven, ven, alégrate hoy. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Ven abierto el corazón. Ven abierto el corazón. Es hoy un día muy feliz. Ven, ven, alégrate hoy. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. No tengas miedo a cambiar. No tengas miedo a cambiar. Es hoy un día muy feliz. Ven, ven, alégrate hoy. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Welcome to the Climate Justice Revival Worship Service. Woo! We are so glad you had entered and come into this place of rejoicing, whether you're logged in, walked in, rolled in. This morning, we are doing things a little bit differently. It's a special service as we are joining congregations all over the country for a time of renewal and recommitment at the intersection of the climate crisis and the deep justice commitments of our congregation. Together, we can move past systems and cultures of extraction to usher in a new era with love and justice at the center. We protect what we love. So during this morning's worship, we will be remembering our love for earth, air, fire, water. We will be tapping into our love for people, especially those first and most impacted by climate disruption. We will be celebrating all of creation and recommitting our care and protection. Later this morning, we will be doing a ritual involving water. So Zoomers, I want to invite you to make sure that you have a bowl and water and a towel in front of you for this ritual. Let's begin with breath and air. I invite you to just notice your breathing. However easy or labored it might be. Let's do one more. Give thanks for those who gathered with you, and give thanks for air always present and supporting all life. Throughout religious history, Revivals have marked periods of resurgence in a people's commitment to their faith traditions. Classic American tent revivals took people out of the four walls of their church and into the world. They brought community together and served as a galvanizing force for the future, often during great times of change or anxiety. In the midst of overlapping climate crises and mounting social injustice, we're in a time of great change and profound anxiety, I think it's fair to say. Taking note from those who have gone before us, the UUA Climate Justice Revival is meant to be a time to come together and recommit. So as we come in to worship, do I see Jackson? There you are. I would like to welcome Jackson. Come on up, Jackson. As Jackson lights our chalice, I will read a special chalice lighting reading. When Unitarian Universalists light our chalice, we are doing more than moving a bit of flame from a little stick to our favorite candle. When Unitarian Universalists light our chalice, we are showing up. What happens when we harness the power of this fire? Fire is one of our world's most sacred elements, perhaps because it always causes change. Fire feeds and warms, fire destroys and eliminates. With a bit of attention and care, fire works with us to reveal, to show, literally to illuminate. Fire helps us to see and survive. And so fire is an especially sacred symbol today at our Climate Justice Revival because we are in need of change. We're in need of warmth and sustenance, and we need to clear a bright new path for ourselves and for our world. May this cup of captured fire be a symbol of our passion, our care, and our brilliance in the face of great need. Like fire, we are powerful. Like fire, we create change.
If you know our next song, it's Keepers of the Earth, you're more than welcome to sing along. Let's stand.
We are blessed by every river. Every river makes us whole with its riches and its beauty. Every river feeds our soul, and we are called as keepers of the earth. We are called to speak its sacred word for our children and our children's children. We are called as keepers of the earth. We are blessed by every mountain. Every mountain makes us whole with its riches and its beauty. Every mountain feeds our soul, and we are called as keepers of the earth. our soul, and we are called as keepers of the earth. We are called to speak its sacred word for our children and our children's children. We are called as keepers of the earth.
Our time for all ages story today is What Do You Do with a Problem? By Kobe Yamada. And it's read by Reverend Dr. Sophia Bentancourt, the president of our denomination, the Unitarian Universalist Association.
As we continue the celebration of our revival together, I am so excited to bring you a story by one of my favorite children's authors, Kobe Yamada. The images are by May Bisum. This story is called, What Do You Do with a Problem? I don't know how it happened, but one day I had a problem. I didn't want it. I didn't ask for it. I really didn't like having a problem, but it was here. It was here. Why is it here? What does it want? What do you do with a problem? I thought. I wanted it to go away. I shooed it, I scowled at it, I tried ignoring it, but nothing worked. I started to worry about my problem. What if it swallowed me up? What if my problem sneaks up and gets me? What if it gets me? What if it takes away all of my things? I worried a lot. I worried about what would happen. I worried about what could happen. I worried about this, and I worried about that. And the more I worried, the bigger my problem became. I wished it would just disappear. I tried everything I could to hide from it. I even found ways to disguise myself, but it still found me. And the more I avoided my problem, the more I saw it everywhere. I thought about it all the time. I didn't feel good at all. I couldn't take it anymore. This has to stop, I declared. Maybe I was making my problem bigger and scarier than it actually was. After all, my problem hadn't really swallowed me up or attacked me. I realized that I had to face it. So even though I didn't want to, I really didn't want to, even though I was really afraid, I got ready and I tackled my problem. When I got face to face with it, I discovered something. My problem wasn't what I thought it was, and I discovered that it had something beautiful inside. My problem held an opportunity. It was an opportunity for me to learn and grow, to be brave, to do something. It showed me that it was important to look closely because some opportunities only come once. So now I see problems differently. I'm not afraid of them anymore because I know their secret. Every problem has an opportunity for something good. You just have to look for it. And that, my loves, is the end of our story.
I'd like to invite Danielle Lewis up to light our children's chalice as we then sing them and their teachers out to their religious education classes.
We hold you in our love as
You know, climate justice isn't abstract, right? It starts close to home here in Orange County and impacts people, including all of us and our neighbors. It's not a contest between our commitments to the planet and our commitments to a more just society. In fact, those commitments are really one and the same. Because of this, we have chosen to share our offering plate this morning with a local organization that is fighting climate change and social justice issues. And that organization is the Orange County Environmental Justice Educational Fund. They're a grassroots organization that's working on environmental justice issues with the Yahashiman and Tongva peoples on whose ancestral land that our church rests. This is a great organization. You can see from the picture that this is it's a multi-generational, it's a multicultural, it's grassroots, young people coming together to make a difference in their organization. And like all grassroots organizations, right, they need funds to do their work. So I ask that you give generously today to this amazing organization. This is a special offering that we're collecting today for specifically this organization. And I hope that we can work with them in the future. Now, there are multiple ways in which you can support this church and this organization. You can mail in a check. You can go through our website if you like. There's even an app called Vanco Mobile. And if you're a roomer, you can also simply use the basket that's about to be passed around to you. The choice is yours, and all of the information is on our website should you need it. So as always, thank you for your ongoing wonderful generosity.
You can feel so inclined to sing our next song, which is Blue Boat Home.
Low below me, I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can sing. I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
You know, today we're not doing joys and sorrows like we normally do as our weekly ritual. But I do want to point out, just because these are so absolutely gorgeous over here, there's beautiful flowers. They're by Marilyn Friends in remembrance of her husband, loving memory of her husband of 31 years. So I'd like to point that out to you. But we're going to go into a time of prayer here, and this is a congregational sort of prayers for the people and the planet, because thinking about climate justice can make us really anxious, fearful. When we hear that we have more Category 4 hurricanes in the last 2 years than we've had in the last 57 years, that are devastating communities, particularly in the South, in places like Haiti, then our hearts we start beating faster and our bodies start to stiffen up. Okay, so take a deep breath. Because here's the thing about fear, is that it stifles imagination and it limits our capacity to embrace a beautiful and abundant humanity. Fear creates cynicism with each other and our planet. So reimagining together is how we overcome this fear. Reimagining together is how we build new relationships and a new era, putting love at the center. So we're going to put love at the center this morning. So I invite you to join me in these prayers of the people and the planet. And your congregational response is, let us practice this together. Let us reimagine a new era together. Beginning right here in our congregation, we pray for ourselves, that we open our hearts to be companions, caring for a hurting world and committing to create a flourishing world. Let us reimagine a new era together. With reverence for the great web of life and with humility, we acknowledge our place in it. We commit to protect Earth and all beings from exploitation. So we pray for land, ecosystems, all species, the entire natural world. Let us reimagine a new era together. We pray for justice for local frontline communities who are impacted first, worst and longest by climate change and who face systemic oppression. Let us reimagine a new era together. We look towards each other, people of faith, people of good conscience, people of spirit, leaning on one another and trusting in the hope we can create together. Let us reimagine a new era together. We make right the wrongs of the past by doing the difficult work of dismantling the oppressive systems and behaviors that feed our illusion of separation. May we live in a way that honors our interdependence with all people and the planet. Let us reimagine a new era together. With humility and commitment, we acknowledge our own part in so much harm to our relations. May our courage to face our challenges lead to the strength to create love and healing so that all may flourish. Let us reimagine a new era together. Reimagining together, we build new relationships. We put love at the center of climate justice work, and we commit. Amen. So the Climate Justice Revival Planning Team commissioned an anthem to celebrate our work for climate justice. The talented musicians, which many of you knew, Leah Morris and Adam Pod, have gifted us with this song titled Part of It. And this song calls us to curiosity, humility, creativity, and grace. The work of climate justice does not fall on one person's shoulders alone. We are all a part of it. So let's reimagine together.
There's an eternal sacred circle. We are part of it. There's an eternal We are only part of it. We are only part of it.
Imagine. Imagine, that's what we did a lot of yesterday, was imagining a different world. So imagine yourselves. Take a few minutes, just take a deep breath. For those of you who were here yesterday, you know how this goes. Imagine. Imagine love is at the center of all that we do. Imagine this. What would that mean for our church, for our country, for our planet? Love at the center of all that we do. Imagine for a moment how justice and the climate are inextricably linked. Think about how they're linked together. Imagine how we might put love at that center to create justice for the planet and all living beings on this planet. Because here's what the thing, when we imagine, we're creating new stories. When we imagine together, we're learning to tell ourselves a new story about our wholeness and our interdependence. We're learning to imagine ourselves into a different relationship with the earth and how we live with the earth and all her creatures. We need these new stories urgently because we need a complete transformation in how we live on this planet, how we understand ourselves in relationship to our earth and what we are called to do and to do as a result. In other words, we need to imagine our way into different stories, and then we need to, live them, right? And this is exactly what the theologian Sally McFaig was doing when she argues that the earth is the body of God. Sally McFaig, she's an amazing woman. Earth as the body of God. Stay with me here. All right, let me put this into a little bit of a context for you. McFaig was writing in the early 1980s, okay? For those of you not alive then, let me describe a little bit about what was going on then. So I was in, junior high and high school at that time. In the late 1970s, there was a huge oil crisis with falling oil production, which caused a financial crisis with high fuel costs. There were tensions over the oil crisis that started us thinking about new ways of actually doing energy, making more energy efficient and independent. But we also saw many gathering clouds of war and global destruction in the form of nuclear weapons. And remember that the Cold War was in full swing. Some of us remember having regular nuclear war drills in school, not unlike how kids have active shooter drills in school now. The specter of nuclear annihilation was very real, very present, and the sense of living within a period of existential threat was palpable. McFaig was writing into the teeth of apocalypse. She was doing theology on the cusp of what all believed might be existential annihilation. In other words, not too different from today, with our immediate and imminent and future climate disasters facing this world. McFaig asks us to move into a place of imagination. She asks us, how would we think or act differently if the earth was the body of God? How would we think or act differently if the earth was the body of God? She knew that she was working against entrenched notions of God, just as we are today, or even people who don't want to even think of the word God. But instead of arguing about whether or not this was true, she just asked, how would you think or act differently if this were true? If it were true that the earth was the body of God, think about that. Because it kind of gives me a little bit of goosebumps. It makes me sort of go, the ground I walk on, I'm walking on God. Okay, under our feet, right? When I drink this water, I'm drinking God. Okay. If this air we breathe is the body of God. Now, if you're struggling with the word God in this, you might consider how some theologians actually define God, which is that which is greater than I am, that which we are wholly reliant on, and that which we cannot live without. Earth does kind of a good definition for that, doesn't it? Right? Now, the earth gives us everything we need, right? Air we breathe, the food we eat, the earth nourishes us, it challenges us, it gives us hope every time a new sun rises in the morning. If we're going to have a God today, if we're going to put anything above us and allow its call to open our hearts or to surrender to anything, acting as if the earth was the body of God would be awfully good model to live into. So hang out in that space of imagination with me for just a few minutes, just imagining this. Can we imagine how different things would be if we behaved and act as if we believed the earth that we walk on, the earth that gives us everything we have, is the body of our Creator? The funny thing is, of course, we don't need to really imagine it at all. It is literally true that we're wholly reliant upon the earth, that the forces of nature are far greater than we can ever be and imagine beyond our imagining and understanding, and that we literally cannot live without it. The Western intellect, as much as it's really wonderful and amazing, it has made the fundamental error of believing that we're separate from that which we are inseparably a part. Earth is God, and we are intimately part of God's body. And what would we do if Earth was God? What would we not do? How would we move through the world with everything is holy, where everything is sacred, where everything is a story of gratitude and interdependence? Let me ask this: what would you do? What would you do? And how would we live if we understood that we come here to this church as a place to remind us of that, a place to fill our spirits, a place of collective care for one another and our planet, a place of healing, a place that kindles and replenishes our imagination to make the world as it could be? That is building new stories. That is what we do here. This is how we center love. And this is how we build the beloved community. And that's what we did yesterday, imagining a different world and what we can do to create that world. We're going to be discussing more of that at the end of the service, but each of us plays a part. We are all a part of it, as our choir sang. So this morning, we have a ritual for you. We're going to commission you to be a part of this reimagining, to give you a blessing as you advocate for climate justice, as you think about Earth as the body of God. To give you a blessing, actually, to whatever your imagination can take you to tell those new stories. And this ritual is intended to help us embody our commitment to creating this new world. So we're going to use water as the symbol of our renewal. Your hands will be blessed for the work of climate justice. Don't worry, there's no dunking going on, okay? Zoomers, I want to invite you to bring your bowl of water to you. In front of you, have a towel ready. As you do, after we have blessed those here in the room, we're going to bless you too. So I'd like to invite Catherine Martin and Peggy Hepler up here. They're going to help us do the blessing. We've got 3 stations. They're going to, whichever one, why don't you guys head on over there? That's good. All right. So Zoomers or Roomers, when you're ready, come forward to one of these stations and we will bless you. Please come forward.
commissioned to act for climate justice.
Thank you so much. Is Francine?
Catherine.
Catherine, yes, thank you.
Good morning, Mayor. I bless your hands with water. May they do the work that the earth needs of you. Care for those who need the touch of kindness and create flourishing everywhere. Friend, you are commissioned to act for climate justice.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay, now we're going to bless the Zoomers. Okay, so Zoomers, I want to invite you to dip your hands in a bowl of water. Okay, you've been so patient waiting for us. And then I'd like to invite everybody here. So I know they're seeing us through here, but they're also seeing us through here. So hold your hands up to all of our Zoomers over there. And we're all going to bless them with this blessing. I bless your hands with water. May they do the work that our earth needs you to do. Care for those who need the touch of kindness and create flourishing everywhere. Friends, you are commissioned to act for climate justice. Let us sing.
This is also one of the newer pieces for the climate justice. We'll be singing the melody multiple times, so if you catch on to it, you're more than happy to join us in singing.
Before I give our final words and we do our sending forth song, let me remind you that we have a climate justice organizational hour after the service. We have lunch for those who signed up. And if you didn't sign up, you're like, oh, I really, really meant to, and I really want to stay. Okay, we have some extras, you know we do. There are vegan options, and the meats, by the way, are all certified humanely raised. So lunch will be in the Victoria room, and we're going to give about 20 minutes or so, then we'll call you back here for the organizational hour. If you cannot join us for the organizational hour, you are welcome to join in coffee and conversation on the patio. And Zoomers, of course, you're welcome to stay online and chat with one another, and then we'll transition to that organizational hour after about 20 minutes or so. So I'm going to extinguish our chalice with a special chalice extinguishing. So let us be vigilant in faith, keep peace in our hearts, and make care for one another, so that our own light goes out everywhere. Healing and hope are needed. Let us sing our going forth song.
Let us go out and all do our part. Let us go out, bringing joy to each heart. Let us go out with indifference strong. Let us go out with joy. Let us go out and all do our part. Let us go out, bringing joy to each heart. Let us go out with indifference strong. Let us go out with joy. Let us go out with joy. Let us go out with
Service may be over, but our organizational hour begins in about 20 minutes. So come on back here. Our service will always continue.